What up, everybody? Cult Nerdy Core, back again with another video. This one is going to be another pickup video. Now, I haven't done a pickup video in a while, and I'm going to say that I haven't been picking up at kind of my normal rate until recently. I've been picking up a little bit more, really focusing on PS3 games due to making the new collection video here in probably a couple months. But I will say, this pickup video, it probably has my most variety of things that I've picked up for variety of consoles I've picked up games for, and the variety of things I've kind of picked up. And without further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright, so first off, I'm just going to get this out of the way because it's a big one. And that is, I picked up an original Xbox. Now, some of you may know that I've had one before, and I have a collection video about my original Xbox games. But my original one from when I was a kid broke recently, so I asked for this for my birthday. They got it for me, and I'm really grateful for that. So this one comes at no expense to myself, and I'm really looking forward to getting back into playing some of my favorite games on the Xbox. A lot of like nostalgia games for me on this one. And the main thing is I need to get this so I could get going on my top 100 games of all time, because a lot of the games from this fall on it. Spoiler alert, I guess. Alright, so now we're going to get started with my PS5 games. As they are so freaking expensive still, I haven't picked up that many, so I have a really small collection at the moment, but starting to grow a little bit. So I picked up 2 games for this. First one I picked up is Ratchet Clank Rift Apart. Big Ratchet Clank fan. I've really enjoyed the originals. My favorite being actually the remake of the first game on the PS4. This one, I haven't heard a lot about it. I try to not look up too much about the games I'm about to play, but it looks good. If it's anything like a Ratchet Clank game, it'll be pretty short, action will be fun, and I'm just hoping for a good time with this one. This is another birthday gift, so no cost to myself. As I said, these games are really expensive, so really grateful for this. And I will start to pick up more games on the PS5 once they start dropping. Probably like, I'm gonna say like 6 months from now, when the initial games start dropping in price. Alright, next up is actually the game I've been playing mostly right now. It's Hitman 3. I picked this one up, I think it was $80 or something like that. Really expensive. But after seeing my brother play it for a bit, and my brother's also the one who got me that game, so shout out him. So I picked up this one, and I don't regret it at all. I've had a lot of fun with this game. The missions are so vast. The area and places you go to are so interesting, and there's so many different ways to kill your targets, and like the mission stories and challenges, and like all the different ways you can interact with all the people on the map really make this game a lot of fun, and I've been having a blast playing it. I picked up the DLC for the first game and waiting for the second game to go on sale in terms of getting it digitally for this, so definitely worth it. Alright, next up we got the PS4 games that I've picked up. I've picked up 2 as well, and the first one I picked up was the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I was really hyped when they announced this. For those of you who watch the channel, you know I'm a big Mass Effect fan, and Mass Effect 2 happens to be my favorite PS3 game of all time. So when they announced that you can have the whole trilogy and all the DLC on faster loading times, better graphics, and in all one package, I was really hyped for that. As much as I love the games on the PS3, if I was to recommend somebody who's looking to get into the series that hasn't played the games recently, I would highly recommend picking up the Legendary Edition on any of the consoles or the PC, because just the loading times are so much better. It's almost instant. The game runs a lot smoother. The first game, they changed up so much of it, improved the AI and the UI for the first game heavily, so it makes that a lot more enjoyable experience. And the upgraded graphics and having all the DLC, which I never actually played on the original ones, so playing through those, they were really great, and I didn't know they were as expansive as they were, so it was a lot of fun to play through those. I bought this game exactly when it came out, so I paid whatever the starting price for it. I think it was like $70 if I'm not mistaken. Alright, next up is a controversial one, I guess. That's Cyberpunk 2077. I picked this one up because I was in EB Games near to me, and I saw it on the shelves. It was like these brand new packages with like the artwork and stuff. You can kind of see it at the top there. And they were like, I think they were $30 or $40. So I was like, all right, I know this game's getting an update sometime this year, I'm pretty sure, where they're going to update the graphics and the UI for the PS5 specifically. And I got a PS5 and nothing really to play on it because there's so little games out for it. I decided this would be a great play to play on the PS5 and hopefully enjoy this game because I know there's a lot of bugs and it was a mess when it came out. But I know the people who have been able to play through it say it's still a really good game underneath all the bugs. It's just if you can get it to work without the bugs. So I'm hoping that recent patch that hopefully will be coming out soon really identifies a lot of the problems and I can enjoy this game. So I hope it's worth that $40. Alright, so we'll be starting off with my PS3 games now. And this is actually the majority of the games I've picked up for this pickup video are PS3 games. And start off with one that I was waiting for a while to pick up. I've always kept an eye on this game on Amazon and stuff like that and trying to find a copy for a decent price. And I finally went into a local like old school retro game store and I found it there. Actually, a friend found it there and I just picked it up. It was like, I think $30. I'm pretty sure I picked it up. It came complete, so that's pretty cool. I don't know too much about this game in general. I know it's like a third person or first person shooter. And it's kind of one of those over the top super gory games. So if you're not into that, I wouldn't recommend picking it up. But for $30, it's a game that I wanted, came complete. I'm really happy with it and I'm hoping it's a good game. Fingers crossed, haven't got into it yet though. Alright, next one's kind of an interesting one. CSI Crime Scene Investigations Fatal Conspiracy. I'm pretty sure there's multiple games. I don't know if they're on the PS3, but I think there's other CSI games. I know these ones are kind of like the Sherlock Holmes games, where it's kind of like a point and click style almost, mixed with like kind of the modern art style and like 3D environments type thing. I know you interact with a lot of people from the actual show in here as characters. I don't know if they're voice acted by the actual people from CSI. I do enjoy CSI, so that's part of the reason why I picked it up. It's also apparently a very easy platinum, and I've kind of been on the itch for more platinums recently, so that's partly the reason why I picked it up. But it was also only like $15, so for that I can't go wrong for a complete PS3 game I don't own, and I'm kind of interested in, so I'm excited to break this one open eventually. Alright, next one's a interesting one to say the least. So this one's a gift from my brother for my birthday. He picked it up at, I think, an EB Games or something like that. This whole bundle with the pad and the game was $1, and you can't go wrong with Disney Infinity for $1, I guess. So if I can play it without characters, or I can find a character for cheap somewhere, I'll definitely crack it open and give it a try. I've always been interested in these pad games to see if they're worth it, or they're just like kind of a gotcha game for kids, kind of, where it's just more about selling the figures than, you know, having fun with the actual game. But I'll give it a try, and it's complete, I'm pretty sure. So it's cool to add to the collection, and I don't know, I'll give it a shot. Alright, next one is a unique one that I've always wanted to get my hands on. I remember seeing it in like EB Games when I was younger, and I've always debated on it, but never really pulled the trigger on it. And I saw it, I think I got this off Amazon, I think it was $40, but you know, I was excited to play it, so I picked it up. It's complete, actually still factory sealed, so that's cool. This game, for what I know of it, I'm pretty sure it is like a platformer kind of action game. I know it's supposed to take like a darker twist on the Alice in Wonderland story. So I'm really interested in this. I know a lot of people's hidden gems video, this one is always included on it, especially when referencing the PS3. So I'm really excited to give this one a try. I don't know when exactly I'll get to it, but I will get to it, hopefully. I decided to buy Shawn White's skateboarding as well. And honestly, this one's the complete opposite. I really enjoyed this game. I thought it was pretty creative for the skateboarding genre. This is kind of like I don't really want to compare it to a Tony Hawk game, but kind of like Underground, where it's a story-driven skateboarding game. It's not just like go around, do challenges. It doesn't really have like meaning to it. The whole thing about this is Shawn White is kind of leading this like resistance against conformity or something like that, and there's like this big government agency that's running kind of this town, and they're turning everything gray and making it all plain and boring and businessy. And your goal is to take this magic skateboard that Shawn White gives you and kind of just bust out tricks and free everybody because of how cool your tricks are. It's a little more, there's a little more things to that. You get like powers, you can manipulate the earth, you can like create rails in the air. So it's a really unique take on a skateboarding game, and I actually had a lot of fun with this one. I beat this one recently. I wouldn't say it's like an amazing skateboarding game. I wouldn't put it up with any like the Tony Hawk games, but it's definitely not a bad game, and I had a lot of fun playing it. I think I paid $15 or $20 for it, so definitely worth it, and I would actually recommend this one. Alright, now we're getting into a new collection I'm actually looking to start. I know I have 3 games for this already, not including these 2 games that I'm about to show, but I'm looking to get back into PS1 collecting, or really start it. There's a lot of games from my childhood that I remember playing on like demo disc, or out of my father's games, and I just want to get some of them back and kind of go through the nostalgia of it. And Cool Borders 3 is definitely one that I wanted to pick up from the get-go. I paid, I think, $9 for this. I got it at a local retro game store. It was really hard trying to find this with not the greatest hits, but it's in pretty okay condition. It's got a crack at the bottom, if you can see. But it's not bad. This is one I remember my dad playing all the time and watching him play and playing occasionally. But I was really young, so I was kind of just pressing buttons and not really knowing what's going on. So I'm excited to actually get into this one. I have Cool Borders 4, and I'm actually really excited to start getting into the PS1 collecting. It's not going to be like a huge collection I go for and like just find random games that I'm kind of interested in. It's going to be a collection specifically just finding games I have nostalgia for. And the other one I picked up is Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles. I don't really know about this game, but when I was younger, I was huge into Star Wars, and I always loved watching PS1 Star Wars games just because I was really big into the Phantom Menace when I was a kid, because it just recently came out. And this game follows the Phantom Menace, or kind of is in the era of the Phantom Menace, and it has some of my favorite characters in it, so I was like, why not? That sounds cool. And just a big Star Wars fan, really love the early Star Wars games. They always are really cool to see, and I think I paid $30 for this complete, so I don't know if that's a good price for these PS1 games. I have no clue on the pricing, so let me know if I got ripped off or not, but I hopefully will enjoy it, and it looks kind of like a little fun like top-down hack and slash game, so it should be fun. Alright, so thank you for those who stuck around, even if you skipped through kind of it. I appreciate any views, any comments, any likes on all these videos. It helps a lot. And as always, let me know what you guys are picking up, what type of videos you like to see out of me. I think I'm going to start focusing on the top 100 games of all time for me. It might take a little bit for me to get the first video out, because I got to film on a lot of older consoles that I'm not used to filming on. I think I have the stuff to film on these things. I just got to learn how to set it up, and we should be good to go. I also eventually want to do the PS3 collection. I want to do worst games I've played on the PS3, and do some buying guides for like cheap games, games under like $10 that I would recommend for the PS4 or the PS3 type thing. So I got some ideas up there. I just got to get them out. Again, appreciate if you stuck through the video, supporting the channel at all, and remember, everybody has some nerdiness at their core.